The policewoman is ticketing the car. The boy asks what this is about. The cop says it's a fine. He asks who she thinks she is to fine him. The officer says he parked in the handicap spot. The boy crumples up the ticket and throws it away. The policewoman asks who he thinks he is. The boy, with his very high ego, he pulls his ID out of his pocket, and comments to his friend that the police officer, just because he is wearing a little uniform, thinks he can do that, and shows the ID to the police officer. She mocks and says that the boy is the delegate's son. The boy says that's right. The policewoman says he doesn't care, because he owes her respect. She comments that he's going to take another one, for contempt of authority. Then the boy tries to seduce the policewoman. She orders to take her mother away. A man arrives and tells the boy to respect the policewoman. He, however, pushes the man. The police arrest him for contempt. Her friend behind her pulls the gun from its holster. She tells him to drop the gun. But the friend keeps playing with the gun and tells the police to let the boy go. She gets in trouble. And the boy asks if she didn't listen to her friend. And the two are mocking the policewoman, telling her, "I came to get the gun." The police officer tells them to stop that joke, so that no one gets hurt. The gun ends up falling to the ground, and ends up shooting the man. The two get in the car to leave. The policewoman goes to help the man. The two try to start the car, but ends up failing. The kid takes a deep breath, and says he has an idea, and says he's going to call his mom. He pretends to be crying and asks his mother for help. She asks what happened. The boy pretends to be nervous, and gives the address where he is, and says that a policewoman just shot a homeless man in front of him. She asks if it's serious. The son says yes and asks the mother to go soon. She says she's on her way. The boy turns off the cell phone and tells his friend that his mother will deal with that random policewoman. The policewoman asks for help, and says she needs an ambulance urgently. Enter because someone already called first. The policeman tells them both to get out of the car and put their hands behind them. The boy comments that she knows it won't do him any good. The policeman tells him to keep talking. The boy tells his friend to run away urgently, and laughs at the situation. The policewoman says she'll sort it all out, it's up to him. The boy comments that she is in the wrong profession, as she should be cleaning somewhere. She tells the boy to sit down, he says no, but she knocks him down. The boy's mother arrives at the scene. The police officer tells the boy to respect authority. The mother arrives and tells the police officer to take her son's hand away. The kid gets up and says it was this police officer he said shot the beggar. The police officer tells him to explain the story properly. The boy says that the policeman shot the beggar for nothing. She asks the reason for handcuffing her son. The policewoman says it's her little son, and the police chief tells her to speak up and asks for respect, and tells her to explain why her son is handcuffed. The police officer says that when fining her son, because he was in the handicapped parking space, she tore up the fine and, together with a friend, took his gun and joked and even tried to seduce her. The boy's friend goes to the man, and tries to help him. The beggar says he needs to help the policewoman. The rude delegate is lecturing the police officer. The man arrives there, and asks the delegate to speak, to explain what happened. And he says that the police chief's son is wrong, because upon arriving at the scene, he saw the boy offending the police officer, and the two took her gun and were playing, and when the gun fell to the ground, he fired a shot at him. The delegate asks if the man is okay, and asks what the story is. The boy asks if she will believe a beggar. The delegate asks her son if the boy is not her friend. The boy says yes, and comments that her son is taking advantage of the fact that she is delegated to get out of all situations, and abuse authority, and apologizes because he did this together with her son. The boy tries to say something, and the delegate tells him to shut up, and says that the son is wrong. The boy says that the policewoman doesn't even know how to work properly. The mother tells him to shut up, and says that she has already told him to stop using her name around, because she does something wrong and tries to take advantage of it. The boy asks what the mother means. She replies that her son will pay for everything he has done, and she will uphold the law. The boy didn't believe it. She tells him to shut up, and says that the police will arrest him. The police chief returns the police officer's gun and badge, and congratulates her on her work. The boy is mocking. And the mother tells him to shut up, and tells the police officer that she can arrest him. The boy says he is her son. Then she asks her son's friend to take the man to the hospital. The beggar congratulates the police chief on her attitude. She gets thoughtful and withdraws.